Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, B-Funk. Thank you, right? Out here in the lab, where I do what I do for you. Cool. I'm in the books. I'm having some fun right now. So let's get this party started. I'm ready. Right is it? 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's a message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right thinking mission. And that's what I'm on is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal should be to know thyself. So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you know how to answer it for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. The question. A person, do you know thyself? A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. But you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here too. Wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself, and to Maya, be true. This is the book I'm reading from. This is the cover. I done beat the book up. See, I travel with my books, and I really, beat them up. So I went with a half a book here. This is just half a book, but this is where we are in the book, and this is what I'm working with now. Okay. See that boat right there? That boat got a lot of stuff going on right there, okay? And that's going to be your five senses. We count five senses, then we're going to count four. I'll break that down to you as we go. But we're going to talk about, right thing, let's talk about other important gods and goddesses of the Netherrean religion, the Netherroot of Kemet, their symbolism, there you go, and their functions. Everything had a purpose and a reason. And when you learn them and master them, then that's self-mastery because all these is aspects of your character. So let's understand that. And it's a whole bunch of them, but I'm going to one of my favorites right now. Let's talk about my girl. Say hello to Sesheta. Sheta. When I looked it up to get the proper pronunciation, they didn't get it right. See that lady right there? You see the headdress? Okay, that's one of them. If you see over here on the other side, now that's her giving word to the pharaoh. And you see who's behind her? That's Tahuti, her counterpart, her mate. Okay, everybody know about Tahuti. Everybody know about him. Nobody know about his mate. And I heard some people try to put Mayat as his mate. No, Mayat is a single or entity by herself. When Ra came out in the noon, the first thing he did was he needed order. That's what Mayat represents. Okay, duality and order. But Sesheta, Sesheta. Now, she's the goddess of what? Cosmic forces that presides over the faculty of writing. We thought Tahuti was the writer. Okay, see? You got to understand, women had prominence in ancient times. Just understand that. And she was the faculty of writing that is bringing what? Ideas, cognition, thought. She's the other half of your brain. Tahuti's one half. That's the other half. Okay? Conceptually. I'm trying to break it down so you can understand that. You can't have one without the other. Maya is not Tahuti's other half. They're not the same. I ever heard them say Sesheta is the daughter from Tha, which is Tahuti and Maya. I don't know who get this information. Like I say, we're in the information age. But all information ain't good and correct information. I just want to let that be clear. I try to keep my information on point. And she represents the cognitive thought, same part of Tahuti's God's mind, but he's only half of it. She's the other half. So I'm going to introduce you to her. So in the concrete form, supported by the association with what? Scripture and language. Chapter 19 and verse 3 in the book, the Pert M. Haru text says, the chapter of the tree of life, which is breathing air and possessing water, where in the dua, which provides insight into the nature of Sesheta. Remember, in the dua, you have stuff that's going on, okay? It's all astrological. It's all up here. She represents the female half of the brain hemisphere. Understand that. Now, she represents, when Asar was speaking Makaru in the opening of the Jed pillar, they had the ceremony opening of the mouth after he died. Somebody had to come in and speak for you. That was all ritualistic concepts. I'm going to go past that. I ain't got time for that one. So let's go to the next one, where you have Makaru, which is the nostrils. You see, they putting, when they was right there, ain't the one. Okay, but remember right here. The brief text above signifies what? That through the disciplines of writing, Legionnetta, and they gave the credit to Tahuti, but she's involved. And watch this. She also was involved in the measurement and layout of the pyramids. Did you know that? Again, she's been around a long time. All right. But the capacities of harmonization. Again, Maya represent duality because we have two sides of our brains, hemispheres, two sides. Duality, that's what she represents. Thought represents the male, masculine side. Sesheta represents the female side. Get the concept? Now they work together, harmonizing, okay? And they are ones who the harmonization of the opposites. Again, Hotep, supreme peace. When they're working together in harmony, that's what you have. And you experience what? The cycle up here, mental, spiritual, consciousness centers. That's the chakras, okay? India says 7. We know about that, the 7 visual planets. But if you go a little deeper, they got 9, where we are the Egyptians. We got, they call 9 ether. We got 2 extra chakras that they don't tell you about. Another lesson, not for now, but that's a big difference. And she wears, well, she wears the lotus plant, 7 prongs. She also wears the lotus flower, the papyrus, with 9. And if you know the Jews, they know who about this. Why? They still every aspect. The symbolism is they got the menorah. One is 7, one is 9. Moving on. Planets, we had 7, then we got 9. You see, we're going with this all symbolisms. Once you understand and master the concepts of the symbolism, everything will make sense to you, no matter who's presented to you or what they're presenting to you. I know that they're all the same. Okay, moving on. One of the most important disciplines of the Commission priest and priestess is the what? Transcribe to transcribe what? The Legionnetta, the writings of God on the wall. So they had somebody what? To translate it for them. In ancient times, they said God wrote it, Sesheta gave it to the people. How about that? Now, in ancient times, this was done partly to what? Maintain what? The texts themselves, as the papyrus paper has a finite life. It ain't gonna last for so long. That's why they put it in stone. They call Egypt the library in stone. Why? You got the papyrus, we have a bunch of it, and they burnt a bunch of it up. So we started putting it in stone. Okay, that's why. However, there was another reason to develop the mind, which is what? Study the teachings. The study of the teachings and engender the development of what? Higher consciousness, intellect, raising your knowledge and understanding of oneself through what? The myths, the stories, and the practice to emulate them, to manifest it for yourself, and through continuous what? Study. And that's what I do. And self-reflecting on the teachings when daily, you will arrive at a whole nother plateau within yourself. That's the goal. And you see right here, this is the picture I'm going to show you. Tahuti and Sesheta had to go together, right? The history and the name of Ramses II on the Tree of Life. This is the roll call they call it. Okay, that's the Tree of Life. See the pharaoh sitting on the throne, and you see he got in his hand the pharaoh, and in the one hand he keep that ark. You notice they all carried that ark in their hand. They didn't have a staff. You see the sticks that's in both Tahuti and Sesheta hand. Those are prongs for time measurement. Okay, those are measuring sticks. Okay, they call them prongs. So moving on, and Sesheta. Sesheta is the goddess of writing, okay, and the counterpart, again, there you go, of Tahuti. Mayat is not his counterpart. She is a divinity of priests and priestesses and scribes. She's the female scribe. Her name means female scribe. She is also the presiding divinity where? Over what? The seventh psycho spiritual consciousness centers of the spiritual enlightenment, aka serpent power, when she's in the female form as Sekhmet. Okay, so she also wears, that's coming in the end, she also associated with what? The sacred Persea tree, sycamore tree, Persea tree. That's where they put the names of the pharaohs. That's why I just showed you the picture of her and Tahuti keeping records and putting his name in the tree of life, so to speak, which the names of the kings were written at the time of what? Coronation. She was the recorder of deeds. Okay? Mistress of books. She's the librarian. She's called the great librarian. And she is the reckoner of time. The Persea tree was associated with who? The goddess in the feline form who resided in the city of Anu. Remember her? Heta, okay, who came down and destroyed everybody who was not worshiping Ra, okay, but they lived in Anu in the first place. Heliopolis, they called it by the Greeks. Again, everything had to be understood by the Greeks. And what happened? Slew the demon serpent Apophis, Apep, who was the enemy of who? Ra. Another lesson there. He's the original serpent, okay, and Ra is also of what? He's the enemy of Ra and also of all souls. So he's the original bad guy. Evil, personified, chaos at its best. And the terms Shetat or Sesheta are the secret ritual, okay, in the cults of the Egyptian gods. Sesheta writings of the what? The mystery. It creates a dwelling place for what? The initiate, you. A place wherein the opening of eternity is possible. You elevate yourself to level now to make it to what? The afterlife. Now, in this house, constructed how? By the words of wisdom, not with human hands, okay? And the transformative power, they have the pillow, which is the seven psycho-spiritual centers of what? The subtle spine, the higher part of Asar's backbone. That little thing you see, okay, that's the Jed pillow. They call it the Jed pillow, like the Jedi, okay. But that's Asar, and it's the opening and the creative forces. I had a friend of mine, I called him Kunum, okay. Kunum is the god of the base of geographically ancient Egyptian, and he's what they call the opener of the floodgates. He's the creator of what? Of the subtle Nile Valley. In essence, he's the flow of the serpent power, which is energy, out of the house, and the energy centers at the base of the spine is open. That means at the sacrum, the first level of the spine, when you enlighten, it opens up and it all rushes down. That's the concept. I can get it. Hope you can understand that. I'm explaining the best I could, but I'm going through it right now. So, but Kunum is that guy who does that. Now, he's called the creator, the fashioner. And what happens? So she is depicted as a woman with the headdress that is also what the hieroglyph of her name, which is stylized with 7 or 9 pointed lotus flower on a standard that is held by the headband. Like Maya had the bandana, she wears the headband. And all of which is what? Beneath the set of horns. If you notice on the picture, you see the 7-pointed star right here. See what's over top of it? Those are the cow horns, but they're inverted. Okay, instead of pointing out, they're pointing in. We're going to explain that to you right quick. Okay, I want to make sure show you that to you as we talk about it. She's depicted as a woman with stylized 9-pointed lotus flower and standard that is held by the headdress, all of which is beneath a set of horns that are downturned. As her name is phonetically related to Sushin, which is the lotus, she is the scribe of what? Spirits. She also wears a leopard skin garment characteristic of Sim priest or the priestess. That's what Anubis wears also, leopard skin, because he actually skinned Set when he turned into a leopard. He skins him and now he wears them. So that's the idea. You take care of something and you wear it to symbolize the power over that particular animal. And she wears the leopard skin. That's characteristic. So I got a few minutes. Hope you got that lesson. And that's my girl. I got some more guys for you. We're going to talk about the senses. See what 4 guys? I told you we had 5 senses. This is the boat I showed you earlier. Okay. The boat of celestial boat of a million years. We've been out of space for a long time. We showed the Earth. We outside the Earth. So we've been out there. We know all that ancient times. So get with the movement. Modern man, high tech. This is considered the gods of the senses. Okay. Again, this is you. These is parts of you. And they all make significant and it makes sense. Watch this. Above, I just showed you, he's showing the gods of the senses from the temple of Haru. Again, that's us. In Jedu or Edfu. God of the senses. The senses are seen as instruments, again, of what? The personality used for what? Perceiving information. Which in turn, what? Transferred to the mind. The eyes see, the nose smell, the ears hear, hands sense touch, and the mouth can taste. That's how the information is relayed to the brain from the body. When those senses ain't used, when you just on sleep mode, you have no use for those senses. Okay, but let's understand what they are right now, right quick. That's what this lesson is about, right quickly. The gods of the senses are from left to right. Sa, which is touch and feeling and understanding. So you got like 2 in 1, that touch and feeling pretty much, okay. But then you got Hu, which is taste and divine substance, okay. Before you put anything in your mouth, you should check it out. So they got out of sync. I wouldn't do it that way, but they still, that's what he means, divine sense. Then you got Ma, M-A-A. That means sight. And Sejum, which is hearing. So the one thing you don't see on there is the sense of what? Smell. Okay, that's something else. Hu and Sa were known to serve as what? Bearers of the eye of Haru, which is the lightened consciousness. They were also considered to be what? The tongue and heart of Asar Pata, the self. Thus, they represent what? The vehicle through which human souls can have human soul can have a human experience and able to understand the teachings. Why? Mental of mortal and spiritual wisdom about the self, aka that's what you need to know to what? Know thyself. In essence, the faculties of speech and intuitional understanding when the senses adore what? The divine self as opposed to what? Worldly objects and desires. The personality now is able to turn away from what? The distractions in the world of time and space, and on the path is only then open for what? Spiritual evolution. and success in the spiritual disciplines. When you're practicing right thinking philosophy, instituting the lessons that you learn, you will experience change. In the sense, watch this, in the scene below I just showed you, the senses turns inward, okay, not outward, inwards, toward the boat of Kepri and not toward creation, again, the outside world. They assist the Pharaoh, you, the initiate, third from the left, to make what? Proper offerings and thereby attain the higher consciousness, aka Nihas, or we know it as what? Know thyself. That's the lesson. I got more guys for you coming up. Again, symbolism and the functions and what you want to learn and understand for yourself. That way you can implement them, use them, and become a master of oneself. That's the goal for all right thinkers. That's the mission for me. I'm out. That's the lesson. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers have passed away. I'll be back. I got more guys for you.